Guys, for those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. And for those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. Do not bite him, please. All right. Leave it to me. No, I'm not talking to you, Scorpio, as much as I know you love to bite. I'm talking to my dog. Hey. They're going to roughhousing me here. This is the monthly Tarotscope for the month of May for the sign of Scorpio. If you have a sun, moon, or rising in the sign of Scorpio, or heavily placed planets, which I would consider 3 or more planets in the sign of Scorpio as heavily placed, then this reading may indicate what type of a May you may have. If you're a cross watcher, you're more than welcome to watch. These are broad spectrum readings intended for quite a few people. So they may make sense or they may not. If they don't, that's completely fine. Take what you need and leave the rest. You do not have to adopt this reading as your own. If it doesn't feel like it fits, that's okay. If it does feel like it fits, you will have to figure out where in your life that it best fits, and it will give you sort of an idea as to what sort of energies are at play, what you're working on, where your focus is at in the month of May. So this first card is from the Queen of the Moon Oracle, and this card is sort of what I call the signifier. It is something that is either guiding us through the month, something to reflect upon, something to think about or focus on during the month of May, and maybe an overarching theme for the month of May. But let's see what it is. So we have balance. Waning gibbous number 3. And it's card number 19, which becomes a 1. That one technically would be a 10, which would become a 1. What I love about this is there's a little bit of a fog around her, and she has all the cycles of the moon hanging from these clouds around her. But then she has this planet sort of at her heart center. And when I think about the idea of balance, it might mean that we might need to get out of our head and down into our hearts to find that balance. That 9, or that 1 and 9 being the number 10, which comes to a 1, says to me that there might need to be a heart-centered focus this month in May for my Scorpios. I know you guys don't like to admit to your sensitivities, but I know that you guys are very sensitive. And you may want to listen to those sensitivities over your own sort of logic or mindset, if that makes any sense. Those clouds in front of her head to me speak to the idea of maybe let's not listen to the voices in our head. Let's listen to the light in our heart. That's kind of the feeling that I'm getting there. Finding a balance between those two things, listening to your intense, sort of intuition, and allowing that to be your guide will hopefully bring you into this sense of balance, but keeping that and maintaining that maybe a feeling of a little bit more vulnerability than you're used to. That might be something that might be good for you. We do have tonight this full moon in Scorpio, so definitely use that to your advantage. It's in your sign and it is a full moon. So what do we want to build? What do we want to release in a full moon? And we want to think about that. That releasing may bring us and set us up for this sort of theme of balance that we have coming for us in the month of May. Now, the middle card, this first card, is where you guys are centered at for the majority of the month. It won't be the whole month, but it kind of gives me an indication as to where you guys are at and what you could potentially be creating for the future. So, oh wow, you guys get the Death card, which is your card. So get it, Scorpio, you evil little fucks. I'm just kidding, but get it. It's about transformation of some sort. Death to me is always about it can be about certainly it's definitely about endings, but from those endings become new beginnings. So if we've put things to an end recently, or if endings are happening around us, I don't think that we're necessarily at a loss here. There could be losses, obviously, but I feel like because this is Scorpio's card, in the one of your cards in the major arcana, I feel like you'll know how to adapt to this. You'll know how to deal with this. Again, you may have to find balance amidst the situation. You may not be able to sort of use your day-to-day thinking is kind of the feeling that I'm getting with these clouds around her. It's listen to your heart, listen to your intuition. Don't necessarily get involved in the the tragedy, the drama, the shifting, all of that. Allow things to shift. I think that ultimately it's going to be for your own best interest, and that these changes, they will be significant, but as they take place, they're going to be in your favor, right? Because this is the card of Scorpio. You guys know how to go through the ringer and come out the other side okay, right? And so I think that some of you could feel a little bit challenged by this, but know that you're up to the challenge. Know that you are able to sort of maintain this focus on yourself and maintain this balance, even in the midst of big upheaval or major changes. Some of these could be self-induced changes too. Let's not just like assume that it's something outside of our control, although death usually is. But I mean, this could be us bringing things to an ending and making really firm, like black and white decisions about like, I don't have room for this in my life anymore, and removing it altogether. So those of you that are doing that, you might even feel a little bit empowered by this energy, but just know that May should be certainly transformative for you, right? Where things are coming to an end for new things to begin, right? Now let's look at the foundation card. This card indicates from the past, something that was going on in the past that opened the door for everything to be the way that it is today. It's also the card that everything is built upon. So it can be sometimes sort of the memory of this card can be what's kind of holding everything in place or pushing everything into the future, right? So this is the Six of Swords. I'm not mad at this card. I actually like this card as your foundation, especially with that death in the center, because the Six of Swords always indicates kind of moving to a clearer, calmer situation, right? The swords would be the element of air and the mind. Ideally, this describes a period maybe in the past where things were rough prior to reaching this point where you actually had to sort of clear your mind and move yourself away from maybe the drama, the turmoil, the upset, whatever that was, right? In doing that, maybe you're still continuing to do that. And in doing that, you're having to look at still even more changes. And that's why we have this death in the center. That might be for some of you, not necessarily all of you. But what I like about this being the foundation is even in the midst of sort of the intensity of that death card in the center, is that with the Six of Swords underneath, the memory of this is telling me, okay, Scorpio, you know how to go through this process, right? Through this transformative process of loss or change or upheaval. But you've also got this beautiful card of the Six of Swords, which is kind of keeping you balanced, keeping your brain clean and clear, and keeping a focus on, okay, I just need to get through this. And as I do, I will get to some place that's calmer, more steady, and everything will be quote unquote back to normal at some point, right? So that's also some of what we see here in this balance card. And again, it's like, we don't want to think about it too much. We want to like just act intuitively from our heart, from our emotions more so. And I mean like, not our emotions, like not if our emotions are angry, Scorpio. You know what I'm saying? Like just, it's almost like she's turned, like this cloud to me is like, we might need to like turn a blind eye to everything that's going on around us and just stay focused on ourselves and getting ourselves through this period as we move and we watch things transform. Ultimately, we will be moving towards calmer experiences. We just have to go through this in May. So let's look at this higher self card and see what it has to say. So this is the Six of Cups. I'm not mad at it. It is water energy. It is your guys's element. So Six of Cups always indicates like warmness, nostalgia, love of family and friends, coming close to people, exchanging, you know, gifts and niceties and compliments and being appreciative of all of that. It's interesting that you have a six above you and a six below you. I like the balance there. I think that that's very cool. Who had the fours? Was it Cancer today or somebody had two fours? I don't know if it was the Cancer reading from today or from one of those signs from yesterday in the air signs. But anyways, I like the Six of Swords below you and the Six of Cups above you. I feel like the Six of Cups is asking you again to be in your emotions, in the warmth of your emotions, in the feel good, in the focus of what's right in the world, what makes you feel good. Shift your focus and steer your focus towards that. keeping your mind set on this idea of moving to something that's a little bit easier, a little bit more manageable, all of that. Both of these sixes are going to keep you in this state of balance that we see here, as sort of your center faces rather significant transformation. This could be within yourself, or this could be within your world, right? But you're going to face it. And again, I'm just going to remind you, this is Scorpio's card. So I think that this is a blessing in disguise. Even if at first you might resist it or feel like, oh shit, what's going on? Go with it, because both of these sixes to me speak to this idea of keeping you focused on this better outcome, or what's good in your life, right? So let's look at the outside influences and see what's going on there. These are the next two cards are the outside influences. They can be people, sometimes events, sometimes things more vague like belief systems or energies that are having an effect on you, either positively or negatively in the month of May. So one of them is the sun, like get it, bitch. Sun is always a positive card. It's opportunity, it's energy, it's to me, it could be, let me see, it could be new opportunities coming to you. It could be new truths coming to you. It could be the energy that you need to move through this month as you watch the transformations happen. It's usually a very affirmative card. It ties into the sign of Leo, which is usually a very generous, giving energy. When I look at this, it also is a very powerful card because it is major arcana. So I feel like very positive things may be coming to you as things within you are transforming and changing, or situations around you might be falling apart, right? And that's okay. Allow those things to fall apart, because I feel like the sun brings something new with it. It sheds a light onto maybe things we didn't see, or truths we didn't know, or whatever. But ideally, if we can harness that energy, right, and tap into that, it will also allow us to stay in that Six of Cups in the spirit space and kind of maintain that memory, or that idea of the Six of Swords, which is, okay, I'll get through this, and we're moving our way to a calmer, better future, right? And the sun wants to produce that for us, certainly. So let's look at the other outside influence. I'm not even mad at it. All right, so we've got the devil present. We have the Six of Pentacles. Leave it to Scorpio to summon the devil in the tarot. Atta girl, Scorpio. All right, so we have the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is usually about charitable things to me, right? Like being kind to people, sharing with them what you have, even if it may not be a lot, but it's enough, right? And to me, there's a kindness in the Six of Pentacles also that we also see in the Six of Cups. So financially, if this is a finance card for some of you, I think that finances will be okay. It won't be great, but there's opportunities to sort of make money. I think maybe that sun kind of boosts that Six of Pentacles and maybe makes it feel a little bit better if our pockets or our life has felt sort of, maybe not financially stable. I feel like the Six of Pentacles brings in a little bit of financial appreciation and stability, or like maybe some new opportunities. But there's also an ability here to maybe be shared, for us to share what we have, or for others to share with us. And I like that. That's also sort of the positivity of the sun too. Allow for some of that to go on. Let me ask, like, I want to say this, if things are transforming for you or around you in this death card, and say maybe you're struggling a little bit, or you feel as though you're struggling and you want to get to the Six of Swords, you want to you're trying to stay reflective in this Six of Cups, right? Like trying to be, in a place of loving kindness towards those that you care about, and be appreciative of what you have and all of that sort of stuff. To me, the Six of Pentacles also indicates a thing like where if you need help, Scorpio, depend on some of the people around you. Let them reach out and help you too, right? There's that aspect to the Six of Pentacles where it can be us helping others, but it can also be others kind of coming in and assisting us. So I think that with the positivity of the sun, and then the assistance or the sort of charity that happens in the Six of Pentacles, and I don't mean charity in a bad way, I mean like where either we're able to be charitable and share what we have, or others are able to share with us and appreciate us at a very material level. We have really good things going on around us. And we have two focal points of the Six of Swords and the Six of Cups above and below us. So I do feel like although this may feel very transitional and the transitions for you might be very big at this time with that death card in the center, let the sort of good vibes in as best you can, maintaining sort of this balance as you move through it, asking for help when you need it, knowing that you're moving towards something better, being grateful for what it is that you have, and like sort of more can come from that. All right, stop it, you two. That's from the Sun card, right? That's the more that wants to come in there. You may not necessarily be able to see it because of the Death card in the center, but allow that in. Now, this last card is what I call the potential outcomes. This tells me sort of where it's going to end out for you guys in the month. By month's end, barring that nothing major changes, you're sort of naturally heading towards this card. But if this card is negative, it's not set in stone. So you can use it as a warning to make choices and changes in your life to affect the outcome so it does not come to pass. But if this card is good, we can take heart in the fact that we're naturally heading towards it. So let's see what card this is. Oh, look who it is. It's the devil. Scorpio, we have 666 and the devil. Oh my God, I think we're all going to hell, Scorpio. Well, I don't think I could have done this if I tried, Scorpio. Let me see here now. I just want to make sure because... All right, so here's my feeling with this. I just want to make sure we have not actually summoned Beelzebub here, and we haven't. My feeling with the devil being at the end of the month for you guys, especially with the 666 in your reading, is that I feel like this death card might be more challenging than I'm assuming at first because there is these... the 3 6s to me feel very supportive. They feel like they're leading you to this state of balance, right? I do feel like this idea is to maintain this balance through the month of May as things change for you. There are positive aspects and influences happening for you on either side of you. I'm not worried about any of that. The devil indicates to me that by month's end, you may not necessarily be out of this death mode, right? You may not be out of the transformation that takes place here. You could actually even still be being challenged by some of the things that really need to come to an end. The thing to me is that the devil is that sort of card that wants to get up under your skin. It wants you to be lazy. It wants you to procrastinate. It wants you to act out on your own worst behavior. It wants to be like your addiction or your challenge, and it wants you to not be able to defeat it. But ultimately, I feel like there is something here for the Scorpios to achieve in all of this. And by the end of May with this devil card, and like I said, it's not set in stone, guys. You can do things to affect this outcome. But I feel like this devil card is kind of showing you the thing that you may already have known this entire time. It's just sort of like sitting right there in front of your very face and telling you, like almost pushing you, like pissing you off even a little bit. And the problem is we don't want to get into that pissed offness, right? We don't want to shift into that. Our spirit is saying, stay in the 6 of Cups, right? We're being blessed with the Sun and the 6 of Pentacles, right? The 6 of Swords should be our foundation of this moving to a calmer situation. Will it get calmer by month's end? Maybe not with the devil there, but the devil is going to be the thing it's the thing that shows us where we're like vulnerable. It's the thing that shows us where we're weak. It's the area in our life that we need to do work on, or that challenges us in a way that pushes our buttons where we act below where we should. Does that make sense? And so if you have this experience at the month's end, don't worry. This experience is ultimately there to help you, to strengthen you, it will be profound, and it will be, I feel like this will be a very big month for you guys. Half of the cards are major arcana. We have the Death, the Sun, and the Devil. So I do think that this is a very significant month for you guys, and it may even carry over into June. So don't be surprised if whatever challenges you're fighting or facing, if you're facing them into the beginnings of June, that's okay. I also think that you need to have these things happen for you so that you can get to this next level. And the reason why I say that, or where that taps in, can you stop, please? is because of the death card in the center and it being your sign. This is something that you need, and maybe it has to do with this full moon release in Scorpio that's happening. And it's also, I've heard that this full moon is tied to the new moon that was in Scorpio in November. So if there was anything you were working on in November, think back to that time in 2020, because you might be releasing it now. That is your forecast. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you appreciate it. If you do like it, please share it with others. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And I look forward to seeing you guys in June. Hopefully you survived this May with all this 666 devil shit, but leave it to you, Scorpio, to pull that shit out even when it's not Halloween. All right, I love you all. You're a wonderful sign. Have a great day. Bye.